Yes.
Great. So, tonight is the second sales night, ever in Belgium, always, and we have a very interesting topic. I say it's very interesting, it's even not my topic, so it's someone who proposed it, and it's about from start to profit and how to begin on the online sales strategy. So tonight we'll start first to introduce ourselves. So my name is Philippe Sombat from Brightbees. I have 20 years sales experience, and I've been working for corporates like Xerox, HP, Oracle, Unisys, and I also trained startups, entrepreneurs, and scale-ups the last 3 years to help them to get the selling skills and the sales culture in order to grow their profit. And this is Pascal.
Hello, Philip. Hello, everybody. Yes, my name is Pascal. I'm Pascal Pitel. I also have a lot of experience in sales, about 30 years. I started as a sales, I became sales manager, and then Xerox Belgium asked me to become training manager. So I was 15 years training a lot of new salespeople, about, I think when I counted well, about 500 new starting salespeople I trained over there. And since a few months, Philip and I, we joined, and we were proud a few weeks ago to present the new Brightbees Sales Academy, where we are specialized in training salespeople, in coaching salespeople, and also in sales talent management. Isn't it, Philip?
Right, and we are both sales passionate,
yeah,
right?
That's for sure.
So, tonight we'll start playing a role play, because you know the problem with online, you will see what's happening in a lot of startups, and we wanted to give you, I don't know if some of you were already here the last time for the first sales night. We played the role of Mr. Well Tried and Mr. Well Done, right? Tonight we will play together the Mr. Yes, I see some people laughing because remembering the event. And tonight we'll play the Well Tried brothers. So as some of startups you think, you will see it's represented here. So I will need this one. So, you know, we are a young startup, you know, and Pascal and myself, we are in the garage here, right? You know, like a lot of startups starting, right? In the garage, it's very famous. And what's happening is that Pascal come to me.
Exactly, Philip. You know, my friend, you know, we know each other for a long time, and I have such a great idea. I think we can really do it.
Yeah?
You know, yeah.
You have the big idea? Really? Are you sure? You're kidding?
Oh my God.
Hey, man.
Nothing about me?
Yeah, okay, what's your super great idea? Tell me.
You know, Philip, we were sometime working in the e-bikes, you know, and that's why I thought, let's make a big tricycle, only 3 wheels. Yeah, that's not so expensive as 4, so let's take it only 3 wheels.
Yeah.
Let's make it big enough so we can take some luggage with us. Well, and some other ideas, man, it's great. Let's do it.
Okay, yeah, I believe that. You know, you're my old friend, and you know, I know when you have a great idea and you're an engineer,
exactly.
I really trust what you say. Oh my God, that's so great. So, can you show me a bit of your idea? I suppose you draw something, right?
Well, I just tried, but you see something with 3 wheels, man, and something to steer, and the rest. Let me figure it out. Don't worry, it will be very cool. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, okay, but I believe, because you know, I know you draw very quickly for the SalesNight, right? And that was great, because you know, e-bike, it looks like you know, green. It looks like it's I'm sure it's great. I have to clap, you know, you were really the best, you know, you had a great idea. Thank you, Pascal. I think we'll become rich. I'm sure. I'm very sure. Yeah, you're so the man. So, we need absolutely to check, you know, I will go to see my friends and be close for the movie, you know, just close to me. I don't bite. And So we need absolutely to make a survey. And I think that's really the starting point. Do you agree, guys? Yes? Yeah, you will need to ask that. Just to make sure you know that necessary. The great idea is really the big idea. But I have no doubt, right? Let's talk to our friends, your family, the fools, right? And eventually we'll go to see some prospects here and there in the street and see what they think about, right? Because we need to make sure before we work so much to make sure that we can sell it.
Okay, Philip, you're the marketing guy. I'm just too technical about that, but okay, if you think so, just do it.
So, so I'm going now to I just come back, right?
Oh, okay.
And yeah, after a few days, we come back and we meet again, right? And here we are actually. Oh, Sal, hello Pascal, how are you?
I'm fine, always fine. I was drawing some more, of course, eh?
You know, I have a good news for you.
Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been to see all my family, you know, my cousins, my sister, brothers,
cool.
The one I even don't know, and even a few people in the street. And I have asked if they love the idea of e-bike with tricycle and everything. They say they love it, you know. They say it's so great, such a big idea. So really, I think we have the big idea.
I'm happy because I did some work about it. A few days and nights I was drawing and thinking and redrawing, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have good news.
And you know, they love it. You know, it's green. It can be fast. It's very practical. So they say they like it. Yeah, I think we have something from your side as well.
Well, yeah, I was working on it, of course, and I just kicked off. I hope you had good news. I was sure. I know you. You always find good solutions. So it's in a further state already, huh? I hope it's okay for you.
Let's do it.
Okay, cool.
So now I propose really like we work on the R&D, you know, and we make that bike. So of course in your hand, right?
I will go to the workshop and think and do some more, or
yeah, okay.
Or you leave me here for the marketing, Philip?
Well, I think first, you know, what do you need like for doing this bike? Because how much time you think? What do we need to do? Because you told me that they would produce that in China.
Yeah,
we need to go to China, I think, right?
Yeah. That's a good idea. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
We might have to see that.
So let's go.
Let's go. We go to China.
Okay.
Bye. We come back soon. Don't worry.
Okay. So we went to China. You know, we stayed like 10 days. It was very exciting. We've seen a lot of factories. You know, big plants. It was very interesting. We met very interesting people. And but I think now you think we should go somewhere else. You told me that in the plane.
Yeah, of course. We will need some support of the states, you know, the big thinkers.
Right.
We need some new technology. So we have to go there.
Okay, let's go to the US, right? We go to the US.
Just take the plane. Bye.
Okay, so now we come back, right? Oh, it was great here in the US. They're 10 years ahead of us. It's just amazing, you know. We got inspired and we believe that our e-bike will just like, right?
It will ride like hell.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that's quite cool. And of course, we have a lot of meetings, we have a lot of calls, we meet so many people everywhere, you know, and they're all excited to work with us. They say that, yeah, it's a good idea, we can make business, we can make partnerships, so yeah. But, you know, I much believe that we should sell online, of course. And by the way,
of course,
that's the easiest way. We don't need anyone. Don't need anyone. We can do it alone.
Why should we need
Of course. We have a good idea.
Everybody does it.
Why, of course, why to give money to others? We'll take all, right? We'll become rich. So, that's what you show me in your prototyping.
No, Philip, come on, man. We had a lot of work on it. Well, yeah, it was one of the first drawings, but it's not bad, huh? How do you think, guys? Hi, would you like it? You see, they like your friends and family. They love it already.
Yeah.
You're not happy.
Huh?
You're not happy.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, it's your first prototype, and do you have any other one to show?
Well, I go to the atelier and I will work some more. Yeah, that's the second one.
Okay, yeah. Well, but still, you have this gas stuff. You need that. It's an e-bike.
Yeah, okay, but we are working on it in the US, you know, the special.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, well, actually it's good way that you started something, but how long did you take, so how long you were working on that?
I think, I don't know, 3 months now? Yeah.
Okay.
3 months.
3 months, so I think you still need to improve that. Do we agree, guys, that you need to improve a bit? Yeah? Okay. So let's meet again in 3 months. In the meantime, I will work how I can work that online, because you know I'm starting, and you know I need to take some courses of online. You know, and I think that if I do well, you know, we become so rich, man. Okay.
See you in 3 months.
See you in 3 months. Want to see the results after 3 months? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Here we go.
Here it is.
Yeah. After 3 months, we got the final bicycle. You know, there is no more gas and everything. He included everything.
Yeah.
That's the final bike, which is sold, by the way, in the reality.
Later on after the show.
And so quite cool. Yeah, it's not bad. I think I think that's a final great result. We believe in it. It's
Absolutely.
amazing.
That's it, Phil.
Thanks, Pascal. I think you made a great job. Thank you.
Thank you, my friend.
So let's go.
So
now, what we need to do? What do we need to do? Some ideas in marketing now. We have the product. What do we need to do if we have the product?
Sell it.
Sell it.
Exactly.
Yes, we want to sell it, but before that, what we need?
Sell it.
Publicity.
Yeah, well, before, in the early stage. Yeah, but what marketing? We have a bike, and that's it. And?
I did my job, Phil. Now it's your turn.
Huh?
Landing page.
Aha, here we go. And before a landing page,
Define your target audience.
what we need before we have...
Customers.
No, before we have the market, what we need to put in the beginning of the web page?
Name.
The name.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one of our guests. That's easy. So, yes, we need absolutely a brand name.
Okay.
So, first, the company. We need to create a company, right? E-bike, corporation.
I think your name will work well, huh? It's the Big Wheel.
Yeah, exactly. And
Let's make it the Big Wheel.
model. That comes from the SalesNight #1, if you missed it. So, I think the Big Wheel model is great.
I think so. And it sounds good, okay.
So, we need a logo. We need a logo. So, we need to make a logo. So, we need to ask, maybe Sortlist, I think they can make a matchmaking with us.
Maybe.
Maybe,
Do
yeah.
you make revenue? Are you making some revenue or not?
Well, we will, huh?
We will. But we have a budget, of course. We have
Okay.
50,000 euro budget.
Do we still have?
So,
do you have?
yeah, we have 50,000 in the beginning, you know, that's, you know. But so we have some money for making a logo, and of course the website, because we need indeed the website in the end of the day, right?
Okay.
So we'll work. I think it will take us like 1 or 2 months to make it all happening. We always believe that a website is done in 1 week, but never. Do you agree with me, Thibaut?
It can take a bit more time, I think.
Yeah, a bit more time, I agree.
You're really quick people, you know, and we count on you, huh?
So let's work on it. After we have a great website, we give a great product. Oh my God, it's so
It will
great
sell, it will
because we
sell
need to
like
make
that.
an e-commerce, right? And
Absolutely.
then the money comes in. Okay, so but I think you told me the other day that you were a bit worried about the finance, right? So
Yeah, just a little bit. Huh? We had some time working on it. I don't know what is still left.
Of course,
I
yeah.
trust you, Phil. I know.
of course we you know, it's just question of time and everything.
Yeah,
You know.
of course.
We started this right now. So I made that for you. So here we go. So we worked like more than 6 months, actually 9 months. But
Okay.
okay, I've made it. For 6 months, we got the salary, you know, the
Small.
house and everything. Yeah, just like
Cool.
something
Yeah,
just
yeah.
it's the 18K. Then we, you know, our trip, right? It was 5,000. The prototypes, it was 5,000. And then the marketing, the website and logo, which is not very expensive for e-commerce, but you know, we're a startup, right? So we have very little budget. So you see, it's we still have some money left. We spend 38,000. Yeah,
That's good. So, yeah.
well, actually, yes, we have 12,000.
Oh, that's
Not
great.
bad, right?
You didn't spend everything.
No, but we need it, right?
Yeah.
Of course we need. Yeah. Look,
Okay.
now it's the time we can sell online. It's the final day, you know. Tomorrow with your great idea, our big idea, well, your big idea, and our joint venture and everything, it's working so well. And I'm very happy that now we can start getting the money out of all our effort during the 6 to 9 months, right, in this garage. It was, it was so
be
dark.
on soon now, huh?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Okay.
The lights comes on.
Put it online, Phil.
Yeah.
Put it online.
Good. You know what? I will put 2,000 euro in ads, Google Ads, and then for sure we have visibility. People will come online and will buy our e-bikes, right?
Yeah.
Of course, it's working like that online.
And it's a beautiful bike.
Yeah, it's great. So let's do it.
Let's sell it, Phil. Let's sell it. Come on, man.
Look, after 1 week, look what I got. Like more than 100 visits. It's our first visits, you know, man. It's working.
It's working, eh?
Yeah, it's so great.
How much you say? More than 100, 200?
Well, 100 here, but I hope it will grow, of course. Yeah.
No, it's going great. It's going great.
For a first try.
Absolutely. And any sales?
Oh, well, no, not yet. But you know, it's just the beginning. He's dreaming like, you know, straight.
Sorry,
of course, I wish. But I think next time we'll for sure will get. Of course, you know, we just need some more traction, some more visibility.
Okay.
So we'll invest some more 2,000.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, we still have left, huh?
Yeah, of course we have.
Do it.
Yeah, we have money. Yeah, we have money. So okay, so I still have 100 after 1 week. I still have one more 100 people who saw website.
One more.
Yeah, 100 more. Yeah, absolutely. Unique visitors.
Okay, that's a lot of visitors, guys.
Hey, great, huh?
2 weeks ago we had
Yeah,
and now
we are
have
known.
already 200 visitors.
Yeah, from zero. Yeah, it's good, huh?
And how much did you sell?
Nothing so far, but you know, it will come. You know,
yes.
of course. It's
sure.
online. It will sell one day, right?
Well, of course.
1 week later, we spend 6,000, and we still have like the same. You know, so if people are new
Okay.
comers.
Did you put some more on the
2,000.
Google ads and Facebook also? I suppose.
Yeah, and Facebook. Yeah, of course. I try to.
I mean, it's important. Huh? Everybody looks at that.
Yeah.
So we have more visits.
Yeah.
Okay, man, it's going up. Super. Well, it goes up.
When we believe, huh?
And
When we believe.
of course, we are believers.
Of course.
And how is the sales now, Phil?
Well, I have to say nothing. 0. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, well, but you know, we still have some money left.
Yeah, we just started, of course.
Yeah. Well, I optimize a bit the SEO and everything. You know, it's working. You know,
It's
so
working?
don't worry. Yeah.
Okay, Phil, I trust you. You're the marketeer.
You see, it's. I got 120 this week.
Oh.
It's some progress, right? 20% more visitors with the same money, man. It's unbelievable.
Sounds good.
It's good, huh?
Yeah, it's okay.
Hey,
It's great.
we'll make it.
I believe you, Phil. I always believe you. Right? You are the marketeer.
All right, so yeah, we still didn't sell, but now I believe like we have 4,000 left, right? We had 12,000, we got to 8,000, we still have 4,000.
Okay.
We'll make it, right?
Oh, it's a lot of money. Huh?
No, I see someone is hesitating, but I believe,
Really?
yeah, we're
Who doesn't believe in our idea?
and online. Of course, it's selling by itself, right? Online.
Okay,
of course.
Phil, let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's go, man. I believe. Yeah. You see, look at that. 400. Like, it's just like for one money, you put twice and you got like 3 times.
3 times. That's a good result. That's very good.
Great, huh?
Yeah, you're really big marketeer. Phil, and sales.
Well,
We sold.
I thought, there's a guy, well, actually, there's 2 guys, and they click on pre-order, yeah, and finally, the session was out and he didn't come back.
That's a pity.
Yeah.
But they will come back. They may be just
I don't know,
hesitating.
but the problem we have, I hope so, but we don't have any money.
Okay. Yeah. Really, nothing anymore. No.
Well,
So we are broke.
yeah, it's really bad. We all this work. It's really bad.
Hell is that. So we are really without any sales, so no cash flow, everything.
Broken, broken, man.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, really.
What shall we do now?
This stuff, all this time and money. Well,
Great idea.
I don't know. Maybe do we know kind investors? Maybe. Do you think they will invest in our, because that's easy money, we can get money from investors.
Well, I'm starting to doubt now on your idea. I mean, we didn't have
It's your big idea, man.
Yeah, it was my
Don't
idea.
turn
I mean, it was
It's your big idea.
Yeah, you still are my good friend, but man.
Ah, yeah, but come on. We can find investors, I believe.
Yeah, I hope so. I don't think they will, because they will not see any sales.
Maybe.
They will doubt on our strategy, so maybe people are not.
Yeah, maybe you're right. I'm really sad now, maybe
Yeah,
we
me
should,
too.
we don't have any money, so maybe I think we should go back to a boring job, we had before, I believe.
I think we
need
will go back to our
we need
desk.
to pay our invoices. Yeah.
Well,
Well,
we had good fun. We tried.
we were in the startup, man. It was so great experience. We traveled US, China. We worked in this garage, and we really hoped. And well,
I think, to be honest, that we spent a lot of money, man.
and time
Yeah,
for nothing. But come on, it was a great experience.
that's true. Come on.
And we tried, right? We tried a lot.
We tried well.
That's the most
Mr.
important.
Well tried.
And Mr. Well tried,
Yeah.
others.
See you next week, guys. See you
Thank
next
you.
week.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you.
Alright.
Yes, I hope you liked a little bit our coup de théâtre.
So guys, unfortunately, many startups believe that selling online is so easy, a bit of marketing, you have to be a great idea, and but unfortunately a lot of them are really big. And that's why tonight we really want you to avoid or giving you tips in order to avoid that kind of a situation, right? And that's why I have the great pleasure to invite on stage 3 people, 3 friends that I know, and they work in the online business. First of all is Thibaut Vanderhofstadt, you can come on stage. And Jonathan Schockaert from Listminut.
Welcome.
And Sinouhe Monteiro Nunes de Ewala.
Welcome, guys. Thanks.
So, we played Mr. Well Tried. Those guys are sales heroes tonight. So they are the Mr. Well Done, right? And so I would like you guys to introduce yourself, first of all, and tell us about your company and about your history.
Okay, hello everybody. So I'm Thibaut, I'm from Sortlist.com. I started Sortlist 3 years ago with 3 other co-founders, and at the beginning we were a bit, out of nowhere in sales. We didn't get that it takes a lot of energy and it's really hard actually to sell something that you're working on. And we started as actually an agency at the beginning. We were doing website for clients, and we learned some stuff in sales, but still you cannot scale a company with no knowledge in this field. And we went to incubator. We started to learn from entrepreneurs, to meet as much as possible entrepreneurs, and we decided that we want to have an impact on the market. So we need to raise funds, but if you want to convince investors, you need to actually sell something, because you need to prove that you have something that has a value. And so we met with Philip like 2.5 years ago, I think, or 3 years ago.
That's right.
And he learned to us and teach us how to sell during one session, and the week after we started to sell a product. And we decided, okay, let's make an impact, let's raise money, so we have to sell as fast as we can. And we did 15 clients in 2 weeks. That's what was actually the the trick that trigger the interest from investor, and it showed that we had a business that is feasible, and with that idea and this concept that we can sell, we start to create a team, and with the team we've been building the marketplace that you can find online, and we have changed many times the business model, the pricing and so on, and selling is the first thing you have to take into account if you are building something. That's a bit the story about what we are doing. So we match startups, mainly businesses, because startups is always a bit complicated at the beginning, because you don't have budget. That's not a good advice to say go to our marketplace, because first try to sell what you are building, try to do whatever you can with your own knowledge in marketing, do a simple logo, find a cool name, and try to sell whatever you have. Try to convince people, and if you succeed to do that, you have something, you have business, and then you can maybe try to professionalize a bit everything. So we help you afterwards when you are growing to find the right marketing partners to be professional. Thank you. That's my story.
Thank you for the good introduction. Jonathan, who didn't follow my course already, say it, right?
Yes. Hi everyone, I'm Jonathan Schockaert. I'm 27 now. I'm one of the co-founder of Listminut. We started 4 years ago. It was actually our master thesis at university. We studied entrepreneurship, and then we decided to go for the startup phase right after that. Actually, I'm everything but a salesman. Actually, I don't like sales. I hate all the sales technique and stuff like that. I've been, during my studies, my parents have a garage, and so during my studies I've been a salesman during the weekend for them. The good thing is that it was an Audi garage, so the thing with Audi is that you don't have to sell them, people come to buy them, so it was actually much better for me. And then, when I started Listminut after my studies with my co-founders, the principle was actually quite easy. It was a marketplace where you connect people with individuals in their neighborhood, and those individuals are willing to help you for small services. So, for instance, you can find someone to mow the lawn, or take care of your dog during the holiday, or assemble your IKEA furniture, or whatever. We expected, we were a bit like Philip a few minutes ago, we expected to sell really easily online. We've done a market survey. I hate market survey. There's a huge difference between what people say they will do and what people actually do. So regarding the market survey, we were like, all the people were saying, okay, this is really good for babysitting. I would love to use those kind of services for babysitting. And no one talked about dog sitting, but now we notice on the real life that people actually pay much more to find someone to take care of their dog than for their kids on our platform. And babysitting is not really our main business today. We've been through a lot of different stages. We started with the marketplace fully online. It didn't work really well.
It was B2C?
It was, B2C, C2C in the marketplace, fully online. We didn't do anything offline, but we noticed that it was really complicated. We needed a lot of volume, and we didn't have that much money to attract customers. We maybe had much better numbers than you did with your three-wheel bike, but it was still not enough. So we've switched to the B2B, selling kind of I would say conciergerie for the B2B, and all like the big companies can have their dedicated platform for their employees. It was totally different. It was a fully offline sales. it took us a bit more than a year to have our first contract with Schockaert, and yeah, it brings us much more revenue. Like the B2B is much more interesting. It was 80% of our revenue, I think, at that time. But we were only 4 people, and it was totally, like, B2B is totally different from the C2C, and so we were only 4. It was 2 totally different businesses. So we finally decided to stop the B2B, even if it was 80% of our revenues, and to focus back on the C2C. But we switched the way we were selling the product by doing it partly offline, but partly online also as well. So today we are meeting and selecting all the service providers personally in our office before they can actually do services on our platform. It might look a bit crazy because it takes a lot of time, but it actually totally changed our business, because what we are selling is actually human skills. It's all about human in our business, and so having a real relationship with our service providers totally switched the business, and they are actually now the ones selling the business for us, and they are becoming our ambassadors during every day. And talking about the platform and saying, okay, you need my skills, just come on Listminut and you will find me. So that's where we are now, and yeah, we will still evolve a lot, I guess. But I think it totally changes, and we have actually increased our volume multiplied the volume by 5 last year. So it's going better, much better.
Thank you. Sinouhe?
Well, hi everyone. I'm Sinouhe Monteiro. I'll give you a brief background of who I am. So basically, I was born in Brussels 28 years ago, and I left when I was about 4 years old to the United States, where I grew up most of my life, New York City. Half of that time I was in New York City. I was also traveling quite often to South America. I finished my university studies, which for me was very, very complicated because I have this really big problem of paying attention. So when I finished in Italy, in an American university. And then after a problem that happened in my family, my father passed away. So I came to Belgium. So I came to Belgium, and my family decided to move back here for a short amount of time. And I had a very good friend. His name is Thibaut, who today is my co-founder for Ewala. So the whole story started after some drinks. Me and him had passed some problems that he faced in Africa. By the way, I'm half African. My father is from Angola. And I was telling him that I had faced the same issues, so problems with money transfers, and we were like just talking. We were like, hey, you know, kind of how the dynamic duo started. You know, hey, yeah, let's start this concept. Let's do it. And I was like, yeah, let's go 100%. So I didn't really know anyone in Belgium. So he didn't either, because he was finishing his university. So we started knocking on doors. We pivoted a little bit. We had a lot of no's, a lot of people telling us that would never really happen. And then all of a sudden, well, we found our fit. We said, okay, this is what we're going to do. We got into Microsoft. We did 6-month program. We won. That was really cool. And then we decided, okay, now it's time to put this money in to build a company and to really start making a real product. So what we did was we went out to the streets since first week. We went to do like 300 surveys in 3 days. We went to all the places where we were targeting certain diasporas. When we understood the people's problem, we were like, all right, let's go and let's now try to find the way to connect the operators and to give the people the trust and the product, right? So we started that. So we started doing events, inviting people, trying to get the communities together. Once we had the platform, we went out, we started doing a B2B2C strategy, because we were like, hey, people who transfer value in general, what they want is they want trust. They want their money to go through a system that's trustworthy. So, okay, we can't really just reinvent the whole thing. We really have to figure out what we can do to get the people's trust. So we started like going to shops around the city since we started. So the platform has been out in front of the public since about 2 months. because the rest of the time was developing it. And let me tell you, it's extremely complicated. So if you're going to throw yourself, be very careful because there will be mistakes. And it costs a lot of money, I guess you guys know. Developing a platform is never cheap. We started going to all these shops in some neighborhoods, and today we have around 30 shops around the city. We're working with the National Bank to get a license, which I hopefully will get in a couple of months. And actually today we did 1,000 transactions this month. We've been growing quite steady, and we focus on sales since quite day one. So, yeah.
Well, great.
So, okay, so I have a few more questions. Just because you don't have it, I will give it to you. Of course, I always say that. Yeah. Jonathan, see, it's very interesting your story in the way that so you started to sell on the B2C, right? I mean, all right, the C2C. You targeted, and then you realized that it didn't work straight away, and then you decided to move to the B2B, right? And you say you don't like selling. Of course, some people don't like everything, of course, but we have to do it. Unfortunately, you did it for one client that took you like 1 year. So it was kind of an interesting experience because I suppose you were in contact with your clients straight away. So can you tell us what was your outcome from this experience to go offline?
Actually, I think we sold the product to more than one client, hopefully. But I think that the most interesting thing we learned was that it was actually all about humans, and it was all about relationships. And when you are fully offline, there's a lack of relationship actually. And when we stopped the B2B, we realized that we didn't know our customer enough, and we started to call them before meeting them. We started to call them. I didn't want to do it before, but I was wrong. And when we started to call them, actually we had a few of our service providers who told us, "Oh, you are a Belgian company. I thought you were a multinational American company." I was like, no, we are actually 3 people in a small office here. So, and that's how we realized that actually we didn't have any relationship with them. And that's actually also why we want to be much closer to them and to build our product around them. Because actually I think that if you want to sell something, so selling means actually capturing the value. So it means that actually you have to create some value. And when you don't know what your customer wants, it's a bit difficult to capture the value.
That's a good point. Actually, one of the biggest techniques in sales, one of the most important, is listening. Listen to the market, listening to your clients, listen to your prospects. And I love sales techniques, I love communication techniques, I love marketing techniques, I love every technique that helps me not to fall, right? Like walking, it's a technique. But thank you, I think it's really valuable. On that point of view, to rebound on that point, what was your experience when you met with your clients on a face-to-face? What were your first impressions?
Yeah, actually, it's kind of similar situation. You only know the clients you have when you are face to face. I think we do sell quite a lot without contact with clients. So that's. But we always try to have a first contact point with our sales team. Actually, what is the value of what we do? Because I think I was not really clear, and it's not really, when you don't know what we are doing, it's a bit difficult to understand. What we do is that we get business opportunities for agency marketing, and we say, hello, I have a client for you. It's exactly what you are doing. Are you interested? So we have moved our marketplace to the point where we can sell in Dubai without meeting the agents in Dubai, because we know what's happening in their mind. We know that you are in Dubai, you're on your computer. It's like sometimes a bit a phishing method, but still it's working. We are making revenue in Dubai. Okay,
Great.
without going there. But we have learned that by meeting people. It's like you need to understand what's happening in the mind of the people that are actually looking for your service. So basically, how we end up on business opportunities is because we first started as a directory, selling only visibility on the website. So it was okay, just pay and you will be above the website. Okay, cool. Where is the value? And we have done that during 1 year and a half, and the first clients stopped their subscription. And then we end up like, okay, we don't have any more revenue. What can we do? So we started again to meet clients. It took us quite a long time to understand what's happening. And the fact is that there were kind of a risk of aversion to pay for something where you cannot prove that you have a real value that you are creating. You need to always prove yourself that you have something for them, and you need to listen to them all the time. So we have created on Slack, I don't know if you are using Slack, a channel with all the agency feedback that we get every day. Every day we are reading those feedbacks from all the team. Every day a team member is listening to the clients, and we have the same for the other side, so the business owner that are looking for an agency. So every day listening and listening. And it's from those feedbacks that actually we are building the product.
Yeah.
And
I think it's a very good point actually, because I've been selling as well and listening to the clients, among them when I was at Tweetworld Pro, and it's obvious that when you talk to clients, and you have this exchange of trust, we mentioned it, and you have a relationship, you mentioned it as well. We understand more what they're expecting as a product, also as a relationship, as a service, and that's a very good point, because in both of you guys, you just confirm that by understanding is that by meeting your clients, you knew better your value, you knew better how you should address your value, and eventually how you need to adapt your product and solution so that you can really answer the right needs of your clients. Is that right? Is that a good conclusion?
yeah.
Okay. Actually, that's something sometimes it's a bit difficult, but we are saying it to our service providers that we are meeting every day at the office. It's a bit difficult for us to develop something. Okay, we don't like it or whatever. But what we are telling them is actually we want their feedback, because the platform has to be. They are the one using it, so the platform has to be for them and not for us. And if we think something is not useful or whatever, if they think it is, we should do it.
I will ask a question to Sinouhe, because you are now, because we were working here both at CoStation, that's how we met also at SalesNight #1, and
That was a good one.
Thank you. You can see the replay, by the way, So, Sinouhe is going like, I met him a few days ago, and on the evening he says, well, it was 8 p.m.
Yeah, it was
on
early.
Friday, by the way.
Yeah, it was on Friday night.
And what did you tell me then? Where did you go then?
To a meeting.
To meeting where?
Wow, I went to a lot of meetings.
Yeah, okay, you
my
don't need to
shops.
say if it's
To my
a
shops.
secret, of course, to your shops. Okay, so tell me, that shop or others, so what are your experience when you meet, and how this affects actually your product and solution, or your approach, or whatever? Can you comment on that?
Yeah, so, alright, so this, my B2B, like yours, my B2B would be, for me, the shops, okay? So for me, I have a great relationship with all my shops, because in a certain way, for me, they're like my ambassadors. at the same time, they're the ones who have to resell the product. So I kind of have to treat them like more than a client. Like they have to really feel comfortable to call me at 12 at night, which has happened. I've had calls at 12 at night from them telling me, hey, I need you to recharge my account. I was like, yeah, I'm going to recharge your Ewala account. I give them, their customer service. And on top of that, if their client has a problem, I take charge of it. Why? Because I want them to focus on their shop. I want them to know that if they sell my product, they're going to get more clients that buy their other stuff. Plus, they make they make some profit. So what do? Sometimes I stay at the shop. It happens. A lot of my day, actually, the majority of the time, I'm outside, and I sell with them. So I tell them, focus on selling your product. I will sell Ewala to them. I will explain to them how it works. I will do this job. So when they see that people actually buy the product, they feel motivated and they do it themselves. It's because it's kind of a complicated concept. It's microcredits that you can send in 140 countries. How do you explain that to someone who wants to go fast? So sometimes what I'll do is I'm in the shop right next to the guy that sells. When I see that there's a little bit of traffic, I'll put myself in a way that there's more traffic, and I'll say it out loud so then I see people interested. And when they see that they receive an SMS confirmation and the person on the other side of the world receives the credit in about 5 seconds, they're like, whoa, and it creates like this huge energy. And then the guy at the shop, he feels super excited because he's like, yeah, it works and he's helping me out, And now people are gonna come by and they're gonna wanna buy the product. So this is a typical day in my life. I work from Monday to Sunday. It's quite tough, but now, for instance, I'm focusing more online. So basically what I'm doing now with my people is that we built around, for this month, we had 50 new landing pages. Do you guys know what a landing page is? A landing page is where you say, hey, this is my product, and you do marketing campaigns, okay? Why do you do these marketing campaigns? Because you want to give information. That's what really advertisement is about. It's about giving information to people in any way you want so that they can understand what you do and probably buy. Okay, so then you have a funnel and you build the steps, right? But you do the same probably in sales as well. So only that you want them to really buy the product directly. With marketing, you want to have their email so you can try to convince them through time, right? And I have to say that probably 80% of my time is on the street. To be honest with you, I had never learned how to sell. Actually, that's why I talk with you. I would love to learn with some people who have a long time of experience, especially if they have 50 years, so they can really tell me, hey, this is what you're doing wrong, because we always do things wrong. There's always space for improvement, which is what we spoke last time. So that if I could sell, if I could do like even more trials, well, why not? Because today, what really works, what I see works, is being face-to-face with people, And then you find these distribution, then you find the problems. When I was in front of the people and I realized that some of them didn't speak French or English, I was like, how am I gonna now I know where I have to focus on my product online. I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna sit down with the technical team and we're gonna develop something that helps the client through his onboarding, all right? So that he doesn't get stuck. But it's because 200 people spoke to me about it. Don't take a sample of 5 people. Like if you're gonna wanna say something and change something online, get like a sample minimum of 200 people, minimum.
Well, I think, thank you for this comment, very appreciated. I think, so I could hear several things. First of all, you're in the field all the time. He's building trust and relationship with his clients. His clients are ambassadors. So if he pleases those ambassadors, they will be more keen to make good publicity for him. And of course, it will grow organically. He's also listening, not his clients, who is right in the shops, but the end clients. And that's very important because when you're selling indirect, it's very important you consider also your value for the very end client, because if you understand them, then you can better, of course, adapt your product and your service. By the way, service. Tell me how, when we talk about selling, how this is translated, because this is a SalesNight, of course, how is that translated in your philosophy? You have project managers. Of course, a project manager is not selling a service. A customer service is normally not selling But tell me how the sales aspect is important still.
Sales is all about our company actually. So everybody in the company is to be in the sales mode. You could be account manager, you have incoming leads, so project owner. Still, you have to call them, you have to ask the right question, you have to listen to them, and that's selling. You have to be in their foot and to understand really their needs and to answer those needs with the right question and the right, answer. So it's all about selling everywhere. And so we have created, for instance, in-house kind of a culture document for all the team members. And they start with like kind of selling training ship in-house that we have built thanks to all the knowledge we've gathered from years, thanks also to Great Bees. So yeah, selling is about all the company.
Jonathan, a comment on that?
Yeah, I think to come back to what Thibaut was saying, to be at the place of your customers, we have this big poster on the wall saying, okay, think like a customer. And I think it might be our support guy or a marketing girl or a operation girl, whatever. That's a bit what they do as well. Even if it's not finding a new customer, making sure that the service is going well is actually selling as well. Because if the customer is happy, we'll talk about your product and stuff like that. So it's a wall, and I think you can find sales in everything you do. Even me, when we are looking for investors, for instance, you're selling as well. Everything you do is probably linked to actually growing your business, so which means selling.
Okay, great. Sinouhe, tell me, for you, according to you, what's the difference between sales and marketing? A lot of people, it's important. A lot of people mix up a lot of things, and I would like to listen to what you say about it. What's for you the big difference?
Yeah,
it's a good question.
Yeah.
Maybe you didn't know, but okay.
No, it's a very good question. I'm gonna say that I'm gonna put my personal side into this, so don't take it as far as Ewala. Just take my personal, definition of it. But let's say marketing it's kind of like the story you build behind your product, and sales is really the action of the person purchasing the product and using it. And then you have the experience. I mean, it can be very complicated because now you have digital marketing, and marketing has taken different forms, especially in the digital age. Our approach with marketing is, hey, let's give the information, like I said to you guys before, let's explain to people the product, how they can have an impact, how we're different from the other people, and let's explain to them in very simple ways what Ewala can bring, what the value we bring to them, okay? And how did we do that? Because we sold. Because we saw that people actually use the product and they have a need. So once we saw that there was a need, we transform it into information. Hey, with €5, I could talk for like 100 minutes. If you do it as well, you're gonna have the same benefits, like then you do all this stuff of advertisement, and you just use, the keywords that the people use, and then you use your Google AdWords and you mix them with Facebook ads, and you do landing page, and then you start having fun online.
So thank you. I think it's very good, interesting answer. So can we say that marketing is more like the translation into words of what is the value of your product and solution, and the sales is actually the action and a process to make the client express his needs?
Yes. Yeah, we could say that.
Yeah,
we could say that. Yeah.
The way you say. All right, so talking about now real online, fully online, you said you talked about the lot of landing page. Can you explain me more about basically your online strategy? Because of course we understood so far, I think that was kind of, we can say, first part is very necessary to have a contact with the client. And hopefully, of course, if your product or solution can make it online, fully online, great, of course, it's the dream. And those guys are going in that direction, that's why I invited them. So now I really want to focus on the online. How you really now will go more online, or what you can do best online?
All right. So first of all, I'm going to start with this. Don't listen to me ever, okay? No, really don't, okay? I just don't listen to me. These guys they've been there for 3 years, okay? They're going to give you better answers. I'm going to tell you what I'm doing now, but it probably is completely wrong. Because we've been 2 months, we're doing really good, but I'm still in the risky years, you know?
It's good, maybe you get advice tonight from them.
Yeah.
And you win 3 years.
Yeah. But basically our approach is this. So since day one, we measure everything we do. I know what everything happens on the platform. Me with the technical team, with Stefan, we all know exactly what happens since day one. So first of all, measure. We don't do things without measuring them. 0. That's like a no. Second of all, why am I doing a lot of landing pages? Because I want to see what messages work, what segment of my market and how they work, and what works the best with them. What are the best call to actions that I can put? Is it video? Is it not video? So I'm just testing. So when I say 50 landing pages, yes, I'm a bit crazy. Yes, I like to go and push it to the extremes. But why do I do this? It's because I really want to understand what motivates people to do certain actions. Okay, and today we see on the platform that people are already starting to buy online. Not necessarily through advertisement, but through advertisement we see that they're going always through the last step. And we see that now we just have to iterate around that side. And we're gonna have the sales done I said last week in the meeting we had, I think Adeline was there, no she wasn't there. But in the meeting we had the whole, with some friends, I was like, 1 more month and we're going to start like selling online. On top of that, our philosophy online is this. We focus on few channels. Right now, we focus on Facebook. We're not doing Snapchat. We're doing Instagram because I like to put the pictures on Instagram and I think it's cool. But like where we really want to focus on advertisement and paid advertisement, it's one thing. Because just Facebook is a complete world and every 3 months there's something that changes. So in our growth mentality, we really focus on this. First, measure everything we do. What is our goal? We have everything on dashboard, and we are just always trying to be focused on the possible changes that can really happen in the digital, in the digital marketing sphere, because it changes all the time. It's never the same thing. So this is kind of like the approach we take. So I don't know what you guys do.
I think it was a really good advice. So yeah, you need to measure, and maybe not everything. Maybe that could be something that you will learn. It's we used to measure everything, and it happened that you don't know where to look afterwards because there is too much metrics. So you need to understand the dynamics of your business model to be sure you have like 5 main metrics. Less is more. So if you have like 3, it's better. But I would say 5 could actually sum up your business. And if you can measure only 5 metrics that drive everything, you have something really powerful to take any decision. And in our company, for instance, we are a lead generation company, so we need to generate leads. And now we are really focused on SEO and SEA only, almost. We invest everything in SEM marketing, in search engine marketing. We used to do a lot of different marketing at the beginning, but when you start, and we are still starter because we are not making millions, we are almost there. But still, it's still small. If you think at global scale, it's really small. First, you have to master really one channel, and that's, I think, the good approach is to be really focused on one channel and scale it as much as you can. And there will be a limit. I think so. We have not found yet the limit. You are talking about 50 landing page. We are around 1 million. So keep going more. And yeah, there is a possibility to do much more. So yeah, the metrics, it's the key, as you said, and try to summarize to 5 main metrics. And then be sure that you understand the dynamics of what you are doing, because that's I think what can actually make you fail. It's if you never ask yourself if one metric is going down and you don't understand why. That's the worst thing that could happen. And yeah, to sell online, that's true that you need to understand all the funnel, you need to understand what's happening, and to iterate as much as you can all the time. And that's it. Yeah, you will do it.
Jonathan, do you have more than 1 million page, landing page?
Nope. Nope.
Okay, so you won tonight, Thibaut. Okay, how many do you have?
A lot. Between 50 and 1 million.
Okay, that's good. 51?
Yeah. But no, I think actually I would love to have your mindset 4 years ago when I started, because there's a lot of things that I've been doing wrong earlier. I think measuring is really important. It's true that you shouldn't measure everything, because it's always a trade-off between the time you spend measuring it and the impact that you will have. If you measure the thing, a landing page with where you have like 10 users per month, you will just have to wait for years before having significant results. So you have to measure most of what you do. That's true, and always think about the measures. Don't stop at measuring, but analyze what are the numbers, and actually put your budget where it's the most profitable. What we do is we have, I would say, kind of the same kind of business than Sortlist. So we are a marketplace connecting people. We are also focusing a lot on SEO and SEA. We are doing some Facebook as well, but not for the same objective. It's more about branding and making us known by the people. But SEO and SEA is really interesting, because it's search, and when someone is looking for a pet sitter for next week, and he's typing that in Google, that's where he needs to find us. So we have to be there.
And dog sitter.
Yeah, dog sitter. And they are paying a lot for that. No, that's actually most of our online marketing is related to search engine marketing. Yeah, actually that's...
as you have the microphone on, and I will... I hope you're still okay with your sore throat.
Don't worry, it's okay.
Okay. Maybe you can have some water for a guest, maybe the Nunes, but we also have some peanuts after. I see Pascal smiling. Okay, so before you die, tell us what are the 3 best advices you would say when you go online. Really, right? Your 3 tips or tricks you would say to the audience. Okay, that's what are my advices.
Measure what you do. Don't go online before actually meeting people offline, so to understand what they need.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, there's something I like. Don't pay $100 to extract oil that you will sell for $80.
Invest well. Invest your money carefully.
Yeah, invest your money where it's actually profitable. Sometimes it's not possible, especially at the very beginning. But don't throw your money away. It costs a lot of money.
Good, thanks. Thibaut, what are your real 3 advices to when you sell online or the online marketing? Really like
sell.
Okay, all right, I like it. Of course, it makes sense. And then what's your 3 advice when you say online, or what are your mistakes you've done? Anything you should do otherwise?
First of all, test your product in real life and speak to your clients. I would say that's 1. Number 2, if you're going to sell online, have a process, like have goals, understand what you're doing. Don't do just make sure you know what you're doing, all right? And number 3, it has nothing to do with online, but if you're thinking of having a business, don't quit your job too quickly. So yeah, it's kind of the same thing with the money, you know, like be careful where you put your money, all right?
If you sell, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, see, it's a great salesman. See?
Right.
Just another thing about if you're doing it online, there's a tool called InspectNet. It's actually filming what your user screen. You can actually do it and grab popcorns and look at your computer and look at what your users are doing every day. Well, for a whole day, it's really helpful. It's called InspectNet. I have nothing to do with this company.
I would just add one thing.
Yeah, go.
Facebook. If you're going to learn one channel right now, the channel you should learn how to use Facebook. Everybody is on Facebook.
That's true, but depends your business. So
true. Facebook.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Mark, if you see me, Ewala, right?
No, but yeah, everybody is on Facebook, but you are not on Facebook for the same purpose than when you are on search. So it depends your business, and you really need to understand in what is the dynamic of your clients before they are meeting you. Really, why they are searching for what you are doing, or if they are going really to search what you are doing, or is there your product more B2C and you need only to be on Facebook to show that okay, this is a really nice product because it's fashion, because it's I don't know, maybe a tire or something nice for your clothes.
B2B works on Facebook too.
yeah, it works, but for brand awareness, not for selling. And because we are lead generation, that's what I learned. It's nice. Yeah, it's nice maybe to warm up the leads, to warm up the people, to warm up people around like nice communication. But at the end of the day, where you sell is when someone is really on the website and on the billing page and really buying stuff. And because for our business, they are looking for something at one point and they will go on Google first. You don't search a marketing agency on Facebook.
Marketing agency on Facebook? Do you know Neil Paddle?
Yeah.
He does a lot of Facebook and he sells a lot on Facebook. But
yeah, but he's doing also, he started from SEO, so he's done I mean, okay, we agree.
All right, guys. So thank you very much for those information. I want to,
as of course we will thank them very much. But before they go, I would like to invite. Of course, don't worry. I would like to invite our sales heroes of the night, as long tradition. I think 1 month, more or less, to have a glass of champagne with us, and maybe the public afterwards can.
That's of course. So, guys, you're our sales heroes tonight.
Yeah.
So, they deserve indeed good champagne for having talked, and to thank them for having great information, and I hope you really enjoyed. I would like to take some questions of the audience. If you have any questions, because those guys are absolutely great, take the chance to ask your questions, because as for every information or great information or great technique, whatever, it can bring you back a lot of time, energy, and money. So take the chance to ask any question. Is some of you have one question? Yes? Okay. I come back to you.
This is Jonathan. Question is, are you already in your breakpoint for the moment? Second one, aren't you threatened by, you are transversal actually marketplace, but there are also vertical. There are B-sets for, you could say, paintings that for transportation. Yeah. So how are you dealing with that?
First of all, we are not break-even yet. That's why I'm still negotiating with investors. I would love to be break even, but soon, hopefully. And regarding the fact that we are a multi-category marketplace, there are actually, I think our biggest competitors are the one focusing on one category as well only, such as Basic, like you said, or Leader Poshik for the dog sitting, whatever. There are a lot. We did the choice, and I think we've done the right choice to focus on multi-category, because it's actually way better for the recurring business. Actually, today we have 50% of our business, which is recurring business. People coming back on the platform when you're looking for a plumber, it's not the same person than your babysitter, usually. And so we are active in Paris as well, and we've started in Paris only on the do-it-yourself category. And we noticed the difference between in terms of recurring business. Well, of course, we have people who are looking, okay, they are using their babysitter every week or whatever, but it's really interesting to have people with kind of a Swiss knife, and they have like 5-6 different service providers from Listminut in their daily lives.
Well, have you already had a round of investment, or you're looking for your first one?
No, we've raised 500,000 euros. Yeah.
And you're looking for another round.
It costs a lot of money to...
Thank you. So I'm going back. And went to the US, to China, and then I'm coming back, and the microphone is here. Here we go. I'm in which country? Africa, Belgium, where?
Yeah. Thank you guys for coming. First of all, really interesting what you say. Just have basically two questions for Ewala and for Sortlist. Sortlist, first of all, who do you sell to exactly? Like, if I ask you, who do you sell to? Is it to the web agencies? So basically, the web agencies.
Yeah. So it's free for in business to come on the website, but we engage morally to people to say, okay, meet the agency because they have something to propose to you that is interesting, and they pay us like a lead generation fee to meet you. Okay. So a small amount, like it could be €50 or 400 euro, depending your budget.
Okay, and how do you measure if the lead is converted? It's because every transaction goes to your website.
No, so we do not own the transaction. So that's the trickiest part of our business. It's we don't know where is the money, and we don't know the amount as well.
Yeah, that was my question.
So yeah, it's actually that's the toughest part of our business. It's because the amounts they are dealing with are really too high. The average budget we are managing is around 35K. So we do know the information by phone and cell for the moment. We follow up all the projects by phone and with the product as well, but still. You need to call back the clients. How went the meeting with the agency? Were they professional? Have you been meeting everybody? And then you get the information. So it's a lot of operational work, but it's paying because when you know who is working with which agency, this is a really crucial information that you have to give to the other that actually we're not selling as well as the other, because it's a small competition between them. And the idea is to bring you a good view of the market, a transparent view of the market, and you have an idea, okay, this guy is really good in this field, this one is better in that field, and because it's a lot of money for a company, you could be sure you work with the right person for your project. Of course, there is frustration, because yeah, they are paying maybe to lose a client, but when you are using Google AdWords, you will spend 10,000 euro. What's the guarantee that you get clients? You pay 50 euro. You have the opportunity to present yourself to a client. That's not really a lot of money. So the idea is to say, and that's an issue we had with retention. We analyzed the fact that people need to try out enough projects and enough leads to be sure that they have the return on investment. If they don't, if they buy just one project, they will say, oh, but yeah, you know, if we have 3 other agencies in the competition, they will lose statistically. So you need to to say, okay, you can work with us, but only on long run, and if you try enough projects. It's like sales. You need at least 10 meetings to be sure you sign one, if you are average sales guy. Really good sales guy can close 80% of the deal we are selling them, but those are really exceptions.
All right, thank you. So it's pretty clear. Just also the last question to Sinouhe. So basically, your clients are the shops.
I have shops, and then I have normal people too.
Okay.
Just buy directly on site.
Okay. But the kind of sales that you do door to door, or the shops you're telling us about, are your main clients, if I can say. Those are the guys who you sell to each day.
I work with them a lot because this is where I can touch the most people. But I don't. Yes, they're clients, but I also sell to people who are just normal.
So basically, my question, in order to understand that, was how do you meet with the objection of people who mostly people who transfer a lot of money outside of Europe or USA back to Africa or to Latin America?
Oh, you want to? Oh, yeah, like the other way around.
So how do you meet with their objection of, oh, this is internet, or this is how do you meet with that objection? Because most of them they're not really digital natives or something like that. So how do you meet with how do you object that and go around it to convince them to go to your platform?
Well, one of the strategies in the shop when I'm there, that's one of the reasons I'm there, because there's some people who want me to do it because they trust me, or they trust the guy from the shop, or they've done it once or twice by themselves. So they start trusting the product, and then they tell their friends, and then their friends start using the product, and then they see the advertisement, and then sometimes, I mean, it's quite difficult because your customer profile can be, it's the first generation diaspora, so I think you're going to understand me with that. But the first generation can be a mother who's 50 years old, but it can also be probably a young Edgar who's 25, who just finished university, so who is digital and who does know how to use the internet, right? So it really depends on the segment. When we speak about the United States and other countries on the other way around, we don't really focus on that right now. Like we're focusing more Belgium, Africa, and Southeast Asia and Latin America. It's already a lot, and our main focus right now is Sub-Saharan Africa. And what we really do is, we have videos, tutorials. Soon we're going to try to have some webinars to have the people who still have problems, so they can have some webinars to really understand how they can do it by themselves, and then the shop, and then just us being there. So there's really many ways we do it.
Hello, good evening. I have two questions for maybe the three of you or whoever wants to respond. So it's about selling, and selling costs money. So how do you measure or calculate how much you're willing to spend to acquire one customer? Because I think for one of you, it took you, I think, almost a year to have a B2B customer. But at some point, you need to tell you, like, is it worth spending this much money to gain this customer? So how do you define that? And yeah, let's start with that maybe.
Actually, it's quite easy. One sales salary for the company, how much is it? It's like 5K per month, maybe, that will cost to the company. A junior sales, maybe a senior one will be 10,000, something like that, all the costs linked to the company. So you can easily compute how much it will cost. But like for a sales guy, okay? And it's the same for everything. You can take SEO. How much energy, time do you spend on creating content? How much time, and that's the same. So time is money. So that's the way to compute the cost. And then you have your return quite easily as well, because you can say, okay, I have my funnel. I've been meeting each, I don't know, 10 person this week. Next week we'll meet 10%. On the 10 meetings, I got 1 client. I got 3 clients. So it's easy, but you need to measure and to be quite well processed in-house.
To me, it's. I think we are not there yet to measure the time that you spend. It's quite difficult to say, okay, you spend this number of day, this amount of day or whatever, and that's we are not taking into account the human cost yet, which is a mistake, but I will try to do it, and I would love to be able to do it. But how we measure it is we know that a customer who arrived 3 years ago on the platform spent on average during those 3 years 130 euros. We know that the users who arrived a year ago spent during a year 250. So it's going better. They are spending much more money, and so it gives me an idea of how much I'm willing to spend to attract those kind of customer.
The rules you need to keep if you want to be break-even, it's 1 for 3. So your cost could be 1, and your lifetime value, as he is explained, it must be 3 times higher than your cost.
So one last question. So sales is also about rejection. So I guess when you're selling, sometimes even the customers you thought were interested will say, this doesn't, is useless or some kind of thing. So with that kind of message, is it more about improving your message or improving the product? How did you deal with that? I know theoretically it's easy to say, okay, let's go and improve the product, but how did you deal with your first rejections? Did you improve the product or more improve like the message about communicating its value?
Yeah, actually we do. If you have a bad feedback from one client or a customer, you have to think, okay, this guy is not stupid. If he is feeling like that, something is wrong with my company or with my process. We need to understand what's happening. So the first thing to do is to react in an empathetic way, to step outside of your company and think, okay, if I were this guy, why am I complaining? And then you can get the feeling of what's wrong in your product or in the process or in your communication. For instance, we've changed our website, I think, like 100 times the how it works. The how it works for agency is key for us, because we used to say we are managing everything, we do everything for you, and then you have frustration because agencies say, yeah, but this guy, I've been meeting with him, but he don't want to work with me. Okay, that's your responsibility. So you need to be at their place and to read again your message and to think, okay, is it clear enough? Do they understand their responsibility in that process? And then now we say, okay, we attract people. It's just opportunities. You answer or not to what interests you, and you are responsible to call the guy and to have a meeting with him and to actually sell. That's your mission as an agency. We cannot handle that. So that's one response to your question.
Thank you. I say you speak even better when you drink. So I think your glass is almost empty. I think we'll help you. You still have your question? Okay.
Thank you. I liked the comment about the difference between sales and marketing. And my question is, when you launch an application, will be online, what comes first? Is it like marketing or is it like sales? Today I'm in a team working with a young guy, has no commercial background, hates sales, and he could go to sales in 2028. So he's more into, yes, let's go, marketing. Marketing would be social media, Facebook, Twitter, and everything, build like a strategy around it, and go into the media, like the press, and then we're gonna launch it like this. And I say, maybe we should start selling 1 or 2 just to check if it works, and we have that discussion. At the end of the day, I thought it's an application, so it's online, so maybe he's right, maybe let's try to go first online and see what the response we get. But now that I've heard what you said, I start to change my mind again and think, yeah, maybe, but we have like another 8 months to strategize, so that's the question.
Bring it here.
Yes. So what comes first, marketing or sales? What's the one that makes the real difference for an application, for an online application?
I've never been in an online application. I mean, yeah, we are an application, but not. You are talking about mobile.
Yeah, mobile, yeah.
I don't really know the mobile application marketing or selling strategy. This is really, I think, specific. I have some friends that have been working in this field. It's really tough, and actually they are doing different things that we are doing. So I have friends working on an e-learning application, a mobile application. It's called Speaky, and actually they started quite like 3 years ago also, and they spend their time talking to a customer and user, but they are not monetizing the app. They are making revenue because they have partners that are working with them, so it's a bit difficult. Mobile application, you need really a lot of volume, you need a lot of user, so you need to get as much as you can knowledge in how you bring user to your mobile application. You need to have a really strong retention. The people must use your mobile application every day, I think, if you really want to grow, because having user, it's really costly. It's really costly for a company. So if you can retain those users as long as you can, it will cost less money to have a higher number of users active on your platform. But I don't have the answer. Sorry.
Well, you cannot know everything, right? So someone has the question. We do all over the world today. It's great.
Yeah. So my question would be in relation to doing sales. If it came to the point that you only have to choose one main important thing that you want to do, is it going to be customer acquisition or customer retention?
I would say retention. If you acquire, you can acquire a lot of customers, but it will be really costly if they are leaving your platform or your app or whatever your product the day after that. You will lose too much money. Retention is the best thing ever. You just like it allows you to build your business on something scalable, something strong. Yeah, I would go for retention.
But there is it's a tricky part because it depends your business again. You have both. For instance, we are a marketplace, so we have demand and supply, as also Jonathan has. It's the same situation. But for us, at the end of the day, you are not going to search for marketing agency every day. You don't need that. I mean, or you are really Coca-Cola or Pepsi. But we know that you will come back maybe once a year or twice a year. So this is not a real retention. So for the demand side, we need to be really tough guy in acquisition. But for the supply side, we need a really good retention because there is not thousands of agency everywhere. Yeah, there is. We do have thousands of agency, but yeah, you are limited. It's a limited market, and so it depends really on your business. But I would say retention is the best and more healthy thing to be focused on.
I would like to add something on this because of course I had my own startup, and of course I had also. Working in big corporates, but I think this is first depending on your business. But you know, when you're a startup, the first thing you need to do is basically acquisition. Of course, you're starting your business, and once you get clients, of course, your more precious things is the retention. So you need to keep as much as possible your current clients because the cost of retention is much less than the cost of acquisition. Now, a lot of companies, after a while, when they have clients, they only focus on farming. So keeping, the sheep, and and just, you know, not growing. And that's one of the basic risks they have by not hunting new clients and acquire new clients, because those new clients is the only synonym of growth. So whether you keep it and decrease by farming, because one day or another you will lose your clients for a good or a bad reason. Can be competitors, can be, yeah, I just want to see something else. If it's the grass greener outside with someone else, you know, for many reasons. Or maybe, you know, competitor says it's less expensive, offer same service or worse service. But in the end, you know, the acquisition is key. And I like very much you guys, because you all acquired your first client and you're still growing and having new clients. And the day I'm here and we can make it history, the day those guys will stop hunting, they will stop acquire new clients, they will be dead. Maybe after 1, 2, 3, 4 years. But after, we forget. And I know stories of startups like that, who are in the process to decrease, unfortunately. So that's really my true advice. And another thing is, hunting is one of the most difficult things you can do, because you go outside of your comfort zone. It's difficult because, of course, you don't know who you will talk about, how you will present, what the client will tell you. And in the end, yes, techniques help to have always the structure and the flow to make it happen. So I hope these are answers. I don't know if you still wanted to say something.
Yeah, just one more thing. I think Thibaut and Jonathan knows, probably you guys know about this video, but if you guys want to know more about online, there's this guy, there's a video if you guys are interested to know more. I would really like all of those that ask a question about online to watch it tonight. It takes 30 minutes. It's from Stanford University. The guy that does the video is called Alex Schultz. He's the guy who brought 1 million people.
S-C-O-T-S?
I think it's Schultz is S-C-H-U-L-T-Z. Alex, he was from Facebook. He's the growth VP of Facebook, and he did a startup school, and he explained how Facebook got 1 billion customer. I really want you guys to go through what he says at the beginning. Just watch the video, and you will see that it's really similar to what they're saying.
Retention. That is saying.
If I understand here, the business model of all three companies, nobody is in software as a service, in the sense that selling to. So in software as a service, there's a remark in this journal, is that in the acquisition phase, you're still losing money. It's only after a certain period of money, usually after 1 year, where you can really say, okay, now we can stop hunting a little bit and focus on actual retention, and then that's when you hire like customer success people. So I just wanted your perspective on that, because you have more experience with working with different types of startups or sales company. If, for instance, I had a software company and I'm arriving in this moment where I just say, okay, for now I just want to hunt, to farm a little bit. What do you think about that? When I've already acquired customers, but the cost to acquire customer costs a lot. So now actually I have to.
So when you run a service company, the problem is the scale up, right? So the more you want to grow, the more you need to hire people, for example, which costs a lot, right? Of course, as I said, in most of cases, it's good to hunt, but it's true that in certain cases, and I think then you don't want sometimes to be at the head of 100 people, and you know, when you can live with 10 people that we hire, it's a small company and everything is working very well, you live well, I mean your company is wealthy, Maybe you don't want to grow to 100 people, maybe because just you don't want to have that stressing life, for example, because you have more responsibilities, more risks. You have to manage more people into HR, and maybe that's also a personal choice that you have. And money-wise, it will all depend on what you want to reach. But of course, the day you want to sell your company, if you have 100 people with, of course, the revenue going the same way than when you have 10, then the value of your company is much higher. So in that point of view, I would say, of course, always better to grow if you feel that you can resell your company later on. Of course, the answer is different if you cannot sell anyway, right? So then you have only troubles and you don't have, the money back of all your efforts. Is that answering your questions? Great. Other question? Maybe a last one? Okay. So I have traveled a lot today in all the...
This is for Sinouhe. What is actually the model of Ewala? What is the difference between the traditional money transfer companies? What is the difference with TransferWise, for example?
Okay, so there's a huge difference. So TransferWise, they focus on bank accounts. We focus in financial, including alternatives such as mobile money, so cell phones. So when you use Ewala, today it's not really money, it's airtime credit, which some people can convert into data and into money in emerging markets. So how are we different? First of all, we're online, okay? And second of all, we are cutting the fees because we integrate these new technologies which are shaping Africa today. So I don't know if you're familiar with M-Pesa.
Yep.
Okay, so these are the partners that we have connected through our platform. Well, we're going to have access to M-Pesa in about 6 months. Today it's purely telco. And I would say we're different because we give people the tools to do it in the comfort of their home in a really user-friendly platform. Also, we take into consideration projects from the diaspora, and we try to fund them a little bit with what we can, and we try to empower them, by connecting the technologies that we know they need.
So it's actually one way from developing countries, we use certain technique, a payment method to buy the credits, airtime credit in a undeveloped country.
Here you do it, yeah. Here you transfer this value, this micro value, you transfer it to other countries,
okay,
to the emerging markets.
And what is the next step actually? Is to convert this airtime into real money, for example? On the other side?
They can already do that on the other side. In some countries, it depends on the regulation. But as far as Ewala, the short-term goal is to get the license from the National Bank, which we're already in talks with. And once we have this license, we will do money transfer, so real money in larger amounts. So we speak about like more than 50 euros. You'll be able to send probably 1,000, 2,000. What?
Yeah, because I'm interested in the technical way of doing things.
We can speak about it after all. I'll explain to you how we managed to do that.
Okay, well, it's absolutely great. Thanks, Guy. We can applaud them again for the very great answers. Now, I will leave Pascal a short time.
Maybe. Well, thanks everybody. Tradition-wise, always. We have some sales heroes here, but I'm sure we have people in the room. Thanks, Bill, thanks. We have surely some people here in the room which are also sales hero. They might not have already started or been so far as these people, I don't know. I know some of you, but I don't know all the stories. But I always, last time also asked the question, is there somebody who wants to join his story? Maybe a small story, a small success.
It's a great for you guys.
Yeah,
so,
that's
one or two people on stage with a good story.
With a good story, can be a small step for people having already done. But who wants to tell something what he did this month, last year?
what is great.
Thanks. Please.
Actually,
They're thirsty, huh? That's good.
I joined the guys actually. I'm a co-founder of Tinza. It's a peer-to-peer delivery platform. We're doing actually a vertical thing of what Listminut is doing, but we're focusing only on les coursiers. It's people transporting for others. And we throw a lot of money from the window, and it's our own money. And sometimes actually we spend more than $100 actually looking for a barrel of petrol that is costing 50. Yeah, and this is the error we were doing, spending money on areas in which you shouldn't spend it. And sometimes actually spending investors' money is not a problem, but your own money and you get, it's like very bad. But it's a lesson, we learned a lot of things, but we hope actually if we have found out the way before and we didn't lose the money we have lost. Yeah.
Cheers.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So, yeah, you want to join?
Okay, so just come over here.
So I came here last time already, so I don't see a lot of faces from last time.
You know, I have to acquire. And I need to work on it. Guys, I count on you. I will send you an email shortly, and I hope that my online marketing, which are emails and stuff, right, is working. But what I've noticed is that selling always works, right? Because we met not long ago. So by personal, invitation, that works sometimes better, and acquisition was better than sometimes retention. I don't know why.
So yeah, it's a pleasure to be here, and obviously I wanted to come back because I'm in the middle of a career change. Not really career change, to be honest, because I'm still in sales, but I'm going to sell the rest.
Love you.
Yeah, thank you. So I'm just going to basically sell different things. Before I used to sell people, now because
people.
I work in recruitment.
Yeah, we need to cut some of the recording.
I used to sell basically consultants. Basically, that's what I used to do. Very successfully. Best in Europe.
Yeah. How successful?
Best in Europe, close to €1 million in sales.
Yeah.
But now I decided to join a young company that's focused on doing some software for recruitment, and this is a big challenge for me because I'm going to change my total. I'm going to learn everything from scratch.
So you're really a salesperson. You always go outside of your comfort zone.
Indeed, and that's why I decided to come here. And I'm always interested, but right now I'm still in the middle, so I will work with the Brad Biz in a few months.
You're welcome. I will be happy to work with you, honestly. Congrats. Another person, last time we also had a sales hero, but which was a woman. So there are 3 women here tonight, and has some of you something to say? You're always welcome. And I heard that sometimes you like champagne as well, so we'll be happy to share with you. Yes, you have something. I can see your eyes. Yes, just come. Yeah, just come and say your story.
Good evening. My English is very bad, but I try to do my best. It was a pleasure for me to be here this evening with you. I'm a startup too. My project is to open a co-working agency, and I have many questions. I have to learn to say a little bit more, and I have j'ai encore beaucoup de choses à apprendre.
Yeah, a lot to learn. Yes,
voilà,
of course, like everybody, every day we learn something, right?
I'm going to come to see you next, and you too, for more information.
So tell us, because you said you were selling a little, so So how did that go? I mean, it's never easy to say.
I have to work in a sport center. Before I have never sales in my life, and I was also with people, and my boss said to me, "You must go." Okay. And it was the beginning. I have a little bit more learned sales, and I love it.
Thank
I
you.
love it.
I really love
it.
people like you. Yeah, thank you. You know, Pascal and myself, we used to say one thing is that, you know, a warrior without, weapons, it never works. And, like your manager, like there are many managers, hire salespeople and, send them to the field, and you don't know how to do, and we know how difficult it is. Even sometimes, of course, when we know how to sell, because the selling things is never easy. So, that was for you, but okay. Okay. So, thank you from heart for all of you to have come, because we are quite many people, especially when you consider the very good weather. Last time we had wind, now we have sun, and but still many people here, and we had many good questions. Again, a big thank you for you guys for coming. You did it great. Thank you. Thank you. Now it's time for drink. There are beers, there's still a bit champagne, there's some cheers.
Exactly.
And we're happy to gather with you and talk. If you have any questions, we can help you. Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah.